them, roadway signs offering cash for cars, gold, even homes. But what about cash for medical supplies?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. An Atlanta News First investigation finds there is an unusual marketplace for diabetic testing supplies. Investigator Rachel Polansky takes a closer look.
Here's an unusual offer popping up on hundreds of signs across Metro Atlanta.
Suburbs and within the perimeter. I've done over 500 signs within the past 6 months.
Meet the man behind the signs, Ray Donovan, who tells us there's a booming underground economy for diabetic test strips.
This is my full-time job.
While each disposable piece of plastic may look insignificant, diabetic test strips provide an essential role in helping the 37 million Americans with diabetes monitor their blood sugar daily. Turns out, they're also a money-making venture.
It's diabetics that have an extra amount of test strips, pumps, Dexcom 6s. They have extra diabetic testing supplies. I meet up with them, I evaluate them, I check the expiration, I check the quality of them, and then I buy it off them.
Usually the buyers are uninsured and unable to pay retail prices, while the sellers are insured with a surplus of product. At least that was the case for diabetic Laura Miller, who sold hundreds of dollars worth of diabetic supplies to Donovan.
What happened was I had switched insurance, and all of a sudden in a month and a half I had like 4 different test meters and all the test strips and the lancets and everything like coming at me every other day in the mail.
A lot of stuff.
Miller wanted to make it clear that she's not rationing insulin and she's not selling supplies for the money. In fact, she only took $100 from Donovan, even though her supplies were worth triple that amount.
I told him nothing over that, no matter what.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I did it because I had an abundant amount and I didn't want them to go to waste.
I got your text messages about your supplies and equipment, and I'm really interested in the test strips. And
While it is legal to resell unused diabetic test strips, the practice has raised concerns from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, who said using pre-owned test strips may potentially cause infection or lead to inaccurate test results, which can cause serious harm, including death. Noonan Dr. Cecil Bennett also warns against the practice.
The concern is, of course, for my patient's health. If we're using strips that are inaccurate, basically we cannot manage that patient properly, and we may be undertreating them or overtreating them, which leads to further complications.
Among those complications, hyperglycemia, which happens when blood sugar levels are too high, and hypoglycemia, which sets in when blood sugar levels are too low.
And both could be medical emergencies.
Back on the street, I shared Dr. Bennett's concerns with Donovan, who says he takes precautions to ensure the products he's buying are legitimate, including only buying diabetic supplies that are sealed and within the expiration date.
If someone would have approached you with this pack, what would catch your eye about this?
That's not sealed.
So you wouldn't buy that?
Oh, definitely not.
Still, Dr. Bennett says buying pre-owned supplies is a gamble.
I'm surprised that it's legal.
That's not worth the payout for diabetics.
I really appreciate you calling us in, and I'll see you Thursday at 11.
I have no confidence in someone outside of the medical profession making a judgment as to whether or not these strips are good or not good.
Rachel Polansky joins us live tonight in West Midtown. And Rachel, are there other ways people are buying and selling test strips beyond those signs?
Yeah, Sean, signs like the one behind me, not the only game in town. There are also dozens of companies popping up online interested in buying diabetic testing supplies with names like Quick Cash for diabetictestingstrips.com. If you run a quick Facebook search, for example, you'll also find dozens of interested buyers, all of which is driving this unusual yet legal marketplace for diabetic testing supplies. Reporting in West Midtown, Rachel Polansky, Atlanta News First.